Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode. Well, it's the Sunday morning edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you're feeling lucky, you can roll the dice and you can hit that bell down below, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. That's the roll of the dice on that one. But if you want to find out kind of sort of when I'm going to come on, you can go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule. I put it up every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. With that said, let's get to the news, shall we? Sorry, I had to pop something else up there for a moment. The chat isn't working well for me at the moment this morning. So let's see. The big news is the CW has culled 7 more shows out of last week's Bloodbath, and they continue to do so. Some of those shows are Legacies, which is the vampire series that has been ongoing. Hey, Stanley. Roswell, New Mexico. That was the reboot of Roswell and the reboot of Charmed. And then, of course, Naomi, which only had 1 season. And I think we can all agree that it was better off being canceled anyway, because it was just not that good of a show. So a funny thing was, just before I came on, I was taking a look at some news just to see what kind of news was out there. And so it turns out that last week's news, or was it last week's? Yeah, it was last week's news about the canceling of, Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow and all of that. Uh, I thought it was we all thought it was because of the merger. You had the Discovery Plus merger that took over. Well, not merge. Yeah, it was a merger. They bought out the whole Warner Brothers series, HBO Max, the CW, TBS, TNT, all that kind of stuff. Well, supposedly that's not the case. That's not the reason why. Discovery executives basically saw that the studios, that the studio lots that Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow were shooting on, their lease was going to expire on May 1st, and they didn't want to re-up the lease. So that's the reason why those 2 shows got canceled. Simple matter of they didn't want to renew the lease on their studios. So that's going to piss off a bunch of people. They should have had endings to it. I honestly, I would have canceled The Flash before I canceled Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman. Batwoman wasn't good. It wasn't bad either. It wasn't as bad as Naomi. Naomi really needed to go, but hey, it is what it is at this point. But the CW taketh, but they also giveth as well. They have greenlit a prequel to Supernatural called The Winchesters, which features a young Papa Winchester and Mama Winchester, the boy's mother and father. So set in the 70s, I believe, is where that's going to be at. Yeah. So, and Jensen Ackles, of course, is going to be working on that one. So that is greenlit. And the other show is Gotham Knights. So Gotham Knights, based on the video game that's coming out as well here, which takes place after Batman has been murdered. And some of Batman's rogues galleries have been framed for the murder. So like Batgirl, Nightwing, Damian, who's now Robin, and some of the Bat villains get together to actually try and solve the murder of Batman, all while being hunted by the GCPD. Who, of course, since we know they're kind of incompetent anyway, are never going to catch these people, because otherwise you wouldn't have so many vigilantes running around Gotham City if they could actually do their job. There, I said it. So the other show that got canceled on Hulu is Marvel's Modoc, which we could all see that coming. Honestly, I couldn't get through the first episode of Modoc. It was horribly, horribly, horribly bad. I know some people who tried the second episode and said they couldn't do it either. And yeah, it just RIP. That's all I can say. Rest in multiple pieces. Um, yeah, it just, yeah, it was a bad show. But Hit Monkey's good. So Hit Monkey, I believe, is supposed to be coming back for a second season. So hopefully we get that. Penn says I like Legends, but the rest are okay by me. Yeah. Yeah. Stanley said I didn't mind Modoc, but I will not miss it either. No one's really going to miss that show. That show was just ass. It really was. So in other news, Christopher Walken is going to join Dune 2 Sandworm Boogaloo. Way to fuck up that joke. As Emperor Shaddam IV. He's going to be the emperor of the known universe, which, of course, who didn't know that already? That Stanley, that Christopher Walken is not the emperor of the known universe. Florence Pugh is also going to join the cast as well. And I really wasn't blown away by the first, installment of that movie. I know a lot of people liked it. I know a lot of people, orgasmed over it. I'm sorry. That's all I can think of is whenever I hear about that movie is that a lot of people like really, really like that movie a lot more than they really should have. It wasn't that great. It was okay. It wasn't, yeah. So anyway, I'll watch it for Christopher Walken. That's pretty much what I'm going to be in there for. But and also for the channel. But other than that, it wasn't that great. So Stanley says Walken as Emperor. Didn't expect that. I really hope he does the Walkenisms. You want my spice, and you can't have my spice because that's crazy talk. That's gonna be crazy talk there. I'm sorry, I'm doing a really bad Christopher Walken, but that's I would love to see that. Dan Stevens is going to star as going to star as Godzilla. No, he's going to star in Godzilla versus Kong 2. That's right. He's coming back, and he's going to be starring in Godzilla versus Kong 2. Of course, Dan Stevens has worked with the director before and other stuff, so that's why he's been cast in that. I'm looking forward to Dan Stevens being in the. I mean, let's face it, the first Godzilla versus Kong was okay. It was an okay movie. It was a CGI fest for more than anything else. The humans just kind of get in the way. They really do. I don't really care about the humans, but yeah. Stanley says I like the movie, but I'm not a notorious Villeneuve hater either. So, what are you saying? I am. I just don't like his movies. It's just, hey, Senior Sticks. I find them boring. Yeah. Penn says not where I expected Dan to show up, but okay, I'll watch. Yeah, it's kind of like oh god, now I can't remember her name, the actress's name who played Sid on Legion. She ended up in Tokyo Vice on HBO, which I wasn't expecting, and her speaking Japanese, and I was like, where'd this come from? So yeah, that was just kind of Heller is her name. Yeah. How is Rogu? I don't know what you're talking about, Senior Sticks. So, yeah. Stanley says that I'm a Villeneuve hater. Eh. Oh, you mean Grogu back here? Right here? He's fine. He's a bit dusty at the moment. That's all. Or are you talking about Grogu here? Or are you talking about Grogu? He's someplace over here as well. There's multiple Grogu, I guess you could say, around the set here. So yeah, yeah, I'll watch it. I mean, I'll watch Godzilla versus Kong too, but like I said, the humans kind of get in the way. Um, this was something that was kind of out of nowhere. We got a teaser trailer for Westworld season 4, which is coming back to HBO Max on June 26th. Wow. I didn't see that one coming, honestly. I didn't see that coming back so soon. I know there's a lot of division on this one. People don't like seasons 2 or 3. Some people really despise season 3. I was not one of them. I was okay with it. It was a little bit weird, to be honest, but I was okay with it. I want to see kind of where they're going with this. Hopefully they know where they're going with this. It's not a mystery box, which is good. I mean, fuck that. I hope it doesn't turn into a mystery box anyway. Yes, Westworld is supposed to be weird. And everything I'm getting from the preview or the teaser, I'm starting to wonder if the entire city or the entire world is actually populated by robots and there are no humans left. And it's just no one knows what's going on. That maybe maybe all the humans are dead and it's just robots governing other robots and they don't realize it, which would be really fucked up. And maybe it's, humans have been imprinted into robots so they don't have their full memories either. And yeah, but um that would be kind of an interesting Twilight Zone-esque kind of twist to it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And this was something I wasn't expecting either. So I've pushed this a couple of times here on the channel. If you guys haven't watched Polar on Netflix, it's a movie called Polar, based on a DC comic, or excuse me, not DC comic, Dark Horse Comics. So there was actually a series of Dark Horse Comics, Polar, and it's Polar colon and then whatever the title is. So the movie on Netflix is Mads Mikkelsen plays a hitman who is a couple of days from retirement, and the company that would hire him that has to pay out on that retirement doesn't want to pay him that retirement. So they send out hitmen in order to kill him before he can reach that retirement age and get his retirement back. It's actually really good. It's funny, it's dark, but it's got a lot of fucking violence to it, and it's Mads Mikkelsen. So I mean, yeah. So watch it. It's actually really good. They're gonna make a second one. So the second one with the same director, Mads Mikkelsen's gonna be back. He's gonna be, and it's called The Dark Kaiser. So the Dark Kaiser is his character. That is the name of the hitman that he played was that was the moniker that they gave his hitman was the Dark Kaiser. And I'm fucking looking forward to it, man. The first one I've watched it a couple of times now, and I'm probably gonna watch it again. Uh Stanley said I've not seen Polar. I heard it's not very good. Come on, man. I've been talking about this for a while now. It is actually really good. So yeah, go and watch it. Make up your own mind. It's a movie. I mean, it's not a series. Same thing with this one. This one's going to be a movie. It's not going to be a series. And I'm looking forward to another one of these. I love Mads Mikkelsen. He's good in everything he's done. We also got a new trailer, not just a recut of old episodes and stuff like that, for Love, Death, and Robots season 3. So season 3, we got the new trailer for that. That comes out on May 20th on Netflix. Definitely looking forward to that one as well. I'll probably end up covering it again, but yeah. Yeah, Stanley, we all know what your taste is like. Yeah, if you can call it taste. But yeah, season 3 of Love, Death, and Robots is coming out on May 20th. We got the new trailer out. The new trailer looks pretty good. Um, I just found out that one of my teachers, one of my old teachers from art school, worked on part of this as well. He worked on one of the episodes, so it's kind of cool that you know seeing that as well. He's an instructor right now for the Unreal Engine. So he teaches all those guys, Apple, pretty much everybody. They come into him to learn how to do stuff in Unreal. But it's kind of cool that he got to work on some of this too. And so I saw the trailer for this during Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and it's Avatar: The Way of Water. So Avatar 2, which comes out on December 16th. So the trailer's been released. There is literally a dude about 2 rows ahead of me that sounded like he was having a fucking orgasm. I'm not kidding you. I'm not over exaggerating this. He was like, "Oh my god!" And he was like screaming out in the theater, and people were just kind of looking at him like, "Dude, what the fuck is your problem?" And he goes, "I can't believe this is happening." I mean, literally, he was screaming out like this, and uh when it was done, the entire theater was dead silent because no one gave a shit about that movie because it's been 20 years and no one's going to continue to give a shit about this movie. I'm kind of hoping this movie crashes and burns so we don't have to have Avatar 3, 4, 5, whatever he's got lined up. Um, because the first one was just really bad. Um, yeah, I'm not looking forward to the second one. I'm not going to even bother watching it. So Pence, I love Death and Robots. Even the worst ones are still pretty good. Yeah, yeah, they are. Stanley says on Friday I met someone who was a set decorator on Warrior and Raised by Wolves. Oh, cool. Very cool. Raised by Wolves is still shit though. I'm sorry. It really is. It's just ugh. Warrior, on the other hand, complete opposite of that. Penn says even if it bombs, we'll still get more Avatar. I hope not. Honestly, it wasn't a good story to begin with, and it just wasn't a good movie. I mean, no one really talks about it except for the really hardcore fans, and you can count those. I think you can get them in a room, like a 10 by 10 room, and still have room for like, a queen size bed or a king size bed. Yeah, and a TV and a set of dressers and all that stuff. Penn says, I still haven't watched season 2 of Raised by Wolves. No rush. Yeah, you're not missing anything. Stan says, I agree on the Avatar thing. The first one was mainly about flying. The new one is about water. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing, Stanley. He is probably pranking us. I The only thing I liked about Avatar was 3D was interesting. That's it. And even then it was intermittent because it was still the beginning of the technology. So they were trying to do a new technology with the 3D for that movie because Cameron owned a portion of the 3D stuff that was coming out on TVs. Remember when TVs were pushing 3D really, really hard for home use and all that kind of stuff? And a lot of people fell for it and bought those TVs that had the shutter glasses that had batteries in them. Then when the batteries ran out, you never could see 3D again unless you really were complicated having to get the battery out and well, whatever. Um, it just wasn't worth it. I mean, 3D technology for home theaters has died. I mean, and rightfully so. It didn't need to happen. It's the same thing that happened in the 50s when they were promoting 3D. So yeah. They were looking for unobtainium, now they need cameronium. Probably. I'm hoping that they need to get some cameronium. Cameronium. Stanley says, I had a 3D TV with shutter glasses. My new one doesn't have 3D anymore. Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to find a TV now that does 3D, which is good. I mean, you really don't need to have it. You really don't. Upload has been renewed for a season 3 over at Amazon. I was okay with the second season of Upload. It wasn't bad. It ended, kinda where I thought it was going, but you can tell where it's going. I mean, it's fairly obvious where it's going. So, Stanley said, "I got headaches from the shutter glasses." A lot of people did. You weren't the only one, Stanley. Shutter glasses were horrible. Yeah. My sister had bought one of those, 3D TVs, but she got the polarized glasses, and, I think they lost the glasses within the first, like, month or 2, and then after that I mean, they only had, like, 1 movie, 3D movie anyway, so it wasn't anything big. I bought them Harold and Kumar, very Harold and Kumar Christmas in 3D. I think that was the only 3D movie they ever had. So so it was fun to watch that again in 3D. That's about the only movie that I would watch in 3D. Hey, Apple Crow. Apple Crow says, "Huge Dune fan, not sure how I feel about Walken, just as long as J.K. Simmons is Fenring." You missed my Walken impersonation too, Apple Crow, because you came in late. And no, I'm not gonna do it again, you can always rewind. Stanley says, "Polarized, glasses like in the theater is better, but the TVs were more expensive." Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the shutter glasses also made noise too, which I didn't like. The Boys season 3 trailer drops tomorrow on Monday. So when that comes up, I'll be putting it up on the Facebook page, of course. So take a look out for that. I'm looking forward to see what kind of craziness they have coming out for that. And of course, The Boys season 3 premieres on Amazon on June 3rd. So we've got until then. And by the way, that banging that you hear is just my mouse because I'm having to lift it up. Um, excuse me, with the new setup that I have here, I have a lot more real estate on the screen now. So in order to get from place to place with my mouse, I have to lift it up and put it back down again. So it's making a lot of banging noises. So sorry about that. Working out the kinks on that one. Patrick Schwarzenegger. I don't know who he's related to. Anyway. He has joined the Untitled Boys spin-off series. This is supposed to be the one about kind of like the college for superheroes, if you will. Um, and it's actually based on the comics. The comics actually had the same spin-off as well. So that's where he is going to go to. Is Patrick Schwarzenegger is going to be on that page. Are you not hearing the banging, which is good? Yeah, the mouse settings are high already, Stanley. It's just there's a lot of real estate to get to, so I have to kind of lift up, and I don't have a lot of space on the mouse where the mouse is. So that's my own problem. Apple Crow says, "Did you get an ultra wide monitor or just a 4K large screen?" Yeah, I've had the same monitor. It's just now it's gone full screen instead of having the bars on the sides because now I can actually go into 4K with this new computer. So I'm having to scroll around a little bit more, but I'm good. I'll eventually get it to a I just need to work it out. Season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows is gonna drop on July 12th on FX on Hulu. Um, I don't know if anyone's been watching that season 3. Season 3 left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm kinda interested to see where that's gonna go. Stanley said I have a 4K 32-inch for a few weeks now. What a fascinating modern world we live in. Why, thank you, Laszlo. Uh, yeah. Penn says Patrick is the son of Arnie and Maria. Yes. Yes, Patrick is the son of Arnie and Maria. Supposedly. I don't know. Maybe he's adopted. We don't know. From one of Schwarzenegger's other sources. And yes, I agree. What we do in the shadows is great. Season 3, like I said, ended off on a cliffhanger. Um, I'm interested to see where it's going to go. I mean, especially where they left off with Collins, uh, with his character, the energy vampire, and what happens to energy vampires once they hit 100. I thought that was interesting, and then also it kind of subverted a whole bunch of things, and then it was creepy. Uh, when is Resident Alien coming back? I wasn't expecting only 8 episodes. So it's coming back in, so they said summer, so I believe that's supposed to be coming back, in July or August, somewhere around there. Apple Crows when they're supposed to be coming back. They haven't made the official announcement yet. Every time I see an article where they said Resident Alien, return, announced, and then you click on it and it's just clickbait because they, of course, never have it. They go on and on and on about Resident Alien and where they've been so far, and then you get down to the bottom and they're like, "Right now, we don't know when they're coming back, but it will be soon." I'm like, "Thanks, you fucking assholes." So I don't click on any of those things anymore. Stanley says, "Did I finish season 3? Not sure." Well, you should take a look and see if you did because it's worth it. Yeah. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Oh, yeah, this is kind of a weird one. So take this with a grain of salt. This is rumor for right now, but She-Hulk, the release date, was supposedly posted on the UK Disney Plus site as August 17th, but it was removed. So no one knows if that was a mistake, if it was just a placeholder and someone accidentally published it and then deleted it, or if it was actually the real release date and they weren't supposed to publish it yet and then they deleted it, but no one knows for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, Stanley, the ones that have been the site that I hate right now that is making up a whole bunch of bullshit about Disney series and Disney in general. Anything that's coming out and it rhymes with Inside the Magic. And yeah, that one is just horribly, horribly bad. They're just making up shit now. They're like, so and so is in scandal right now, and it's like, no, they're not. What are you talking about? You're the only ones that are talking about this. Yeah. Again, another website that's making up bullshit as they go along. But big surprise on that one. Clickbait. Yeah. And there's a reason why I'm actually, sticking to more of the mainstream sites now where I get news from and things like that. Just because of all this bullshit of people making up, they want clicks so that they can get revenue. And the more you click on it, the more revenue they get. Yeah. So I would never do anything like that, like, posting something about more cancellations on different TV shows. No, this actually isn't clickbait. So there were a lot of cancellations for the CW and Hulu had the one cancellation. So, you know, it makes sense. Um, Actually, here's something you'd be interested in, Penn. May 13th, The Essex Serpent comes to Apple TV Plus with Claire Danes and Tom Hiddleston. And it's about a small town in Essex, of course, in search of a mythical sea dragon. And supposedly Tom Hiddleston plays Hiddleston, Loki is going to be playing the minister, I believe, of the town or clergy or something like that, whatever it's going to be. So there you go. Yep. I knew you would like that. But it also has its little I guess sci-fi bent to it or, horror bent, whatever it's going to be. Um, am I gonna be covering it? Probably not. It's Apple TV Plus. I really mm, I shy away from that. You have seen the first 2 episodes today of the, Essex Serpent? Okay. Yes, Apple Crow, Bloodbath, hashtag Bloodbath. I wasn't the one who actually coined that, it was some article I was reading about the CW, and they were like, "The CW Bloodbath continues," and, I just kinda laughed about it, so I had to put it in the title. Yeah. So you've seen the first 2 episodes of the Essex Serpent, you know there's actually going to be a porn version of this eventually, and that's I think they're not gonna even change the title. Stanley says, "I'm on the fence. The production values and the acting is great. Not sure about the plot yet." Mm, okay. June 21st, the third and final season of Motherland, Fort Salem hits Freeform and, of course, Hulu because Hulu shows it the next day. I'm interested to see where they're going to leave this thing off. Yes, and I know I'm going to get a lot of comments in the comment section about how woke it is and the agenda and blah, 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 blah. Talking points from you know, the asshole party, whatever it is that they've got going on. I really don't want to hear it. So if you don't like the show, you don't like the show, don't watch it. There you go. The woke agenda. And whenever I ask what that is, I get no response back whatsoever, which is pretty funny because not even they know what they're talking about. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. It's like parrots. Woke agenda, rock. Give me a cracker. I'm a cracker. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, um, July 7th, Moonhaven hits AMC Plus. Everyone has their fucking streaming services with a plus symbol now. Yeah. Anyway, Joe Manalo, or whatever his name is, the dude who was playing Deathstroke in the Ben Affleck Batman one. So anyway, he's in this, and it's set 100 years in the future about a lunar cargo pilot accused of a crime and marooned on a 500 square mile Garden of Eden built on the moon to find solutions to the problems that will soon end civilization on Earth. Now, I took that direct quote from there and I still don't understand that. I read it over myself a couple of times. I've said it out loud a couple of times, but a Garden of Eden built on the moon to find solutions to the problems that will soon end civilization on, they said Mother Earth is what they said. And I was like, what? Huh? So does that mean they're trying to end civilization on Earth? Does that mean civilization is ending on Earth? I don't understand. So, yeah. Stanley says the first video I found about Star Trek Strange New Worlds was called Woke Garbage. You can just roll your eyes. Yeah. Oh my God. Apple Crow says Open Range was getting shit tons of woke agenda reviews. I'm guessing because one character is a lesbian. Oh my God. The horror. Oh my God. Yeah, I get that every now and then in the comment section here about, the woke agenda and how I'm a manly man and I'm sitting alone in my parents' basement and I'm typing about the woke agenda. Um, I don't know what it is, but it's horrible. It's got lesbians. Oh my God. Yeah, I really, yeah, whatever. Get off the QAnon. That's all I can say, people. Get off the QAnon. And finally, July 14th, Resident Evil, the series, that's right, hits Netflix. And it's gonna be a live action series, by the way. Lance Reddick is gonna be back in it again. So, yeah. We need more testicle tanning to fight the wokeness. Uh, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you guys news-wise. What else do you guys wanna talk about? I started watching, Russian Doll on, Netflix, um, because I hadn't seen it yet. It was sitting there in my queue. Um, I did watch Operation Mincemeat, which was enjoyable for the most part, um, which is also on Netflix too, by the way. I did see The Northman. I actually bought The Northman. If you don't know what The Northman is, it's, excuse me, um, one of the Skarsgård, uh, brethren is in there. I think it's Alexander Skarsgård in this one, who plays a prince, a Viking prince whose father gets killed. He escapes because, of course, he's going to get killed by his uncle because his uncle's taking over the throne. And he comes back about like 10, 15 years later to exact revenge. And it's a revenge story. It's actually really good. It's really fucking good. So, you haven't watched it at all, Stanley? Like the first season? Because the first season's really damn good. It's very Hamlet-esque, Stanley. There are some things in there where you have some Hamlet mixed in with a little Beowulf, with a little bit of it's a lot of old literature kind of thrown into a blender and frapped, and they come out fairly nice. So yeah, the Northman's actually it's decent. It was kind of funny. So they had it for rent on. So I was going to go see it in the theater. They had it for rent on Amazon for $20, or I could buy it for $25. And I was like, fuck it, for $25, sure. That way I don't have to go to the theater and go and see it and sit around, all that kind of stuff. Uh yeah, for the most part, Penn, it is the plot to the Last Kingdom as well, but kind of sort of. But this one has Anna Taylor Joy in it, Nicole Kidman, William Defoe makes an appearance as well. So yeah, all these people are in there. Applecrose, I'm hesitant only because of how often Lighthouse shows up on cosmic horror lists when it's gothic horror. Okay. Stanley says I watched The Witch just recently because it was on Netflix. Okay. I don't know what The Witch is. Is that the Vivitch or is that The Witch? Because your W is kind of weird. Oh, it's Edgar's first movie. That's what it is. Okay. This is very accessible. This is not it's got some great visuals to it. There's some very interesting visuals, I have to say. And it's accessible to pretty much everybody. It's not a weird movie. It's not fuck, what's his name? Oh, now I'm blanking on his name. The guy he's done movies with Mad Mickelson before. And I just can't stand his movies because I've tried watching a few of them now at this point, and yeah, I've wanted to like gouge my eyes out with a spoon trying to watch it. Let me see. I'm looking at the moment. Da, 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 da. Trying to find it here. I think it's Valhalla Rising. Yes, it is. Nicholas Winding Refn. Oh my god. It's not as inaccessible as Rending Refn movie. Those are some of the most inaccessible movies I have ever seen, quite honestly. And I've watched art house movies. I used to watch them all the time religiously, and fuck, I want to gouge my eyes out, like I said, with a spoon. Stanley says the witch is spelled with two V's on the poster. Oh, okay. Mhm. Is it a prequel to True Blood? Wasn't his name Eric Northman? No. His name is Amalith or something around that nature. So his name is not Eric Northman. So yeah, it was a good movie. It was a very decent movie. Apple Crow says I liked Drive. I couldn't get into Drive. Drive just drove me insane. Yes, that pun was intended. And Only God Forgives. See, at that point, I was like, nope, never watching a movie of his ever again. So yeah. Stanley says I watched the Amazon Prime series from Wendy Refn. Such a waste of time. Yep, I agree with you on that one. But yeah, they're so inaccessible. He wants to do something weird and different, and it's weird and different, and not in a good way. It really isn't. But The Northman is not that. It is something actually decent, well worth your time. And like I said, it's got some great visual effects too. There are some otherworldly elements to it, and they're well done. That's what I liked about it too. I still need to go and see the Nicolas Cage movie. I haven't seen that yet. Apple Crow says you just don't understand Watchmen. I know. I guess I never will understand it. That, and also I don't understand Zack Snyder's Justice League. What else do I not understand? Trying to think of what else, other bad movies that are out there. Oh, I don't understand Blade Runner 2049. I don't understand that first installment of Dune. Yeah, things of that nature. I love how people, when you disagree with their opinion of something that they really and truly love, well, you just don't understand it. No, it's my opinion that it's a pile of shit. There you go. I'm glad you enjoy it, but I don't. Stanley says The Watchmen is the only decent film by Zack. 300 was actually the only decent film by Zack Snyder. Watchmen was not a decent movie. 300 is taken from the book. Like literally, he just used that as storyboards, and did that. And you hated 300. Apple Crow says it's flavors of ice cream. Some people like pistachio, and they are just wrong. Exactly. We can't all like bubblegum ice cream. It's just not there. And Stanley said, then I didn't like the comic, I suppose. I don't know. The comic is a different animal as well. It's a different medium. Maybe you like it better as a comic. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Oh, did Apple Crow rip off Free Guy? I didn't even realize that. I mean, Free Guy was a decent movie. It was all right. Yeah. What is it? Coppola is supposed to be making this movie that he's been trying to make now for like the last 30 years. And it's going to be this huge thing. It's going to cost like $150 million for him to make and everything. And I forget what movie site it was. And I've been on this movie site for years. And I just commented, I'm like, yeah, and when it fails at the box office, Coppola is going to blame superhero movies. And everyone's like, well, he should blame superhero movies because they're, and I'm like, No, it's if you make a good movie, people will come to the theater and watch it. If you make a bad movie, which I can't remember the last couple of movie that I thought was a good one, then it's on him at that point. It's time to own up to your own shit at that point. If you can't make a decent movie where you're drawing people into the box office, you shouldn't be making $150 million movie. Maybe you should go a little bit lower to like $2 million for a movie that you're making. Oh, the bubblegum ice cream. So no, I actually was really talking about bubblegum ice cream, Stanley. I didn't realize I made a reference to Free Guy. I'm sorry. Um, no, I was really talking about bubblegum ice cream, which by the way, I can't eat anymore. Uh, Probably too much information for you guys, but when I was younger, I ate like one of those little pint, half pints of bubblegum ice cream, and I'm fairly sure I had food poisoning from something else. And the next morning, just bleh, like bazooka barfed all over the side of a car as we were driving outside the window, of course. And since then, I just can't touch bubblegum ice cream. Stanley says that actually exists. Sounds nasty. Yes, it actually does exist. So back in the day, there used to be specialty shops that would make their own ice cream and stuff like that. And one actually made bubblegum ice cream where they would take those, pieces of bubblegum and they would put them into the ice cream and mix it all up. And it was actually really good. I mean, there's pink bubblegum ice cream. And you get you get the bubblegum as well as part of the deal. So Apple Crow says I had the same thing with strawberry honeycomb cereal. We only have gelato here. Haven't seen that in bubblegum yet. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have bubblegum gelato out there, Stanley. But yeah, you should take a look around, see if there's any pink bubblegum ice cream someplace out there. I know they used to sell like dryers here in the Bay Area when it was still owned by Bay Area companies. They used to do pink bubblegum ice cream as well. So gelato, those horror kind of films. See, now I got to take a look and see if there's any pink bubblegum ice cream out there. There you go, pink bubblegum ice cream. It pop up. And Baskin Robbins actually sells it. Oh, man. Thrifties also sells it too. Yep. I am yeah, I'm not making this up, so yeah, so I think I had Baskin Robbins, pink bubblegum ice cream is what it was. But yes, it does exist. It's out there, it's out in the wild. Stanley says, "Americans, what can I say?" Well, yeah. We do like coming up with interesting ideas. Sometimes they're horrifying, sometimes they're okay. But for the most part, they're mostly horrifying. Yeah. I Penn says I need to take off. Everyone go get pink bubblegum ice cream except you and hit the like before you go. Thanks. Thanks, Penn. Have fun wherever you're going. And chicken fried steak. That sounds good too. CBM says there's a local place here that sells ice cream near me, so I just eat from there. Denali Moose Track. Oh yeah, I Moose Track is it's a popular type of ice cream, shall we say. It's kind of like Rocky Road, but a little different than that. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, I get ice cream from many different places. Um, so we also have here in the Bay Area, there's something called It's It. So what they've done is, excuse me, they've taken a large oatmeal cookie, which they make themselves, about yay big. In between them, they sandwich it with either vanilla ice cream, cappuccino ice cream, mint ice cream, strawberry ice cream, or during the seasonal pumpkin ice cream. Um, I think those are all the flavors. So they sandwich it, one of those flavors in between the 2 cookies, and then they coat it in chocolate and freeze it and sell it. It's the messiest thing you'll ever eat in your life, but it's also really fucking good. So, there you go. And again, it's from the San Francisco Bay Area, so it's, you can get them. Stanley says, "You're giving me diabetes listening to this." Well, I try. So CVM says it is delicious. And by the way, they made smaller ones too. They made the mini ones, so they're about, a bite size, or not bite size. They're actually about half the size of a regular one, and because the big ones, the monster ones, just crumble everywhere. Chocolate goes everywhere, and it's insane, and it's messy. And the small ones are just as messy, but they're easier to manage. As a matter of fact, I've got some in my freezer right now. We're the home of a lot of different ice creams here in the San Francisco Bay Area. We also have the Ghirardelli, ice cream, Baskin Robbins, of course, the aforementioned Dryers ice cream, which got bought out and is now a national chain of ice cream. I'm trying to think. We used to have a really good one that was local that was called Lappert's, and they went out of business, unfortunately. They were really good. Um, Pixar actually, in their movies, there is a local ice cream store that is in Emeryville that is right there that, they put into their movies. So in Up, at the very end of Up, when they are going to the ice cream place, that's actually a real ice cream place that, is by Pixar Studios. So that makes their own ice cream. Applecrow says the inventor of cookies and cream ice cream is a family friend, but lots of people claim to be the first. Mhm. I believe you. Sure, I do. Uh, Stanley says, I live in a small town, so not a lot of variety here, just several Italian run gelato places. Okay. Well, they do ship, Stanley. It'd probably be insanely expensive to get to you, but it does ship things. I think they do international. So, with that said, I'm probably going to let you guys go. What else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, hey, Commander's Corner. I'm getting ready to take off here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be off. Tuesday is going to be the contest results for the contest I have running from last week. So go and take a look over at the Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness review over there, and you can see what the contest parameters are. As long as you live within the continental United States, you can enter. You can still put a comment in the section. That's fine. And first prize is, well, I should say prize number one is this shirt. It says, I'm not single. I'm saving myself for Thor, is what it says. That's the first prize. And the second prize is an Iron Man shirt. So there you go. I will be picking 2 winners on Tuesday. That's what that'll be. Wednesday I'll be off. Thursday I'm gonna attempt to do another, spoiler alert. I had to cancel this Thursday because I was just insanely fucking tired when I got home. And Friday I'll be off, Saturday I'll be off, and then we roll back around to Sunday to the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend and genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. Woke agenda or something. Yeah. Yep. That is when I have my my woke agenda parties, Apple Crow. But now that you've said that, we're going to move it to a different day. Oh man. Anyway, with that said, thank you to everybody joining me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. Stanley says, Bruce Campbell says it's over. That's right. It's over. It's finally over. All right, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, get those vaccine shots. Oh, yeah, and get those, the boosters as well. And also, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, because otherwise, you might screw up your end tagline and all that kind of stuff, because it just happens. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your weekend and stay safe out there. I will see you again on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your day and have a good weekend. Thanks, everybody.